All right, the first story that we're covering today is a story on the Financial Times. It says, I'm just going to read it and then we'll take it from there. Donald Trump denounces New York fraud case in courtroom speech. Former U.S. president addresses the court at conclusion of case that threatens his business empire. All right. Donald Trump took charge of his own defense. That's already sounding funny. Took charge of his own defense in a civil fraud trial that threatens to level his business empire. You can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, great. Telling a New York judge on
Yeah, the one I
Thursday.
didn't really, um, I'm hardly related with is the one, yeah, that's the description of him as weary. Anyway,
Oh, I'm
it's
so
good.
sorry. You heard that. I didn't mean to speak that out so loud.
Yeah, not just me, the one also hears you. It's okay.
Oh, man. Anyway, so Donald Trump took charge of his own defense in a civil fraud trial that threatens to level his business empire, telling a New York judge on Thursday that he had been victimized by a politically motivated case and that he should be paid damages for his suffering. They want to make sure I don't win again. And I quote, they want to make sure that I don't win again. This is partially electoral interference. Trump said in a brief courtroom speech, adding, I did nothing wrong. They should pay me for what we've had to go through. Now, a surprise 5 minute intervention came just before the lunch break on the final day of a civil fraud trial that began in early October. It was the latest instance in which the former president deployed his own forceful theatrics to repurpose a court appointment as a campaign event. Trump's lawyer, Christopher Kiss, had previously petitioned for his client to deliver a portion of his own closing argument. Yet, Trump appeared to abandon the idea after Judge Arthur Egron insisted that any remarks bear directly on the evidence. With Trump sitting behind him at the defense table, Case delivered closing remarks on Thursday morning, telling the court that New York State Attorney General Letitia James Case relied on press releases and posturing rather than evidence of wrongdoing. Those efforts, he said, could put a man who has been a part of the fabric of the commercial real estate industry in this city and state for 50 years essentially out of business. After two fellow councilors delivered their summations, Case asked Egron that Trump be permitted to speak. The judge expressed his displeasure that the request had been sprung on him. Then, as he began to restate his condition that Trump stay inside the lines, the former president launched into a fast-talking tirade. Well, Your Honor, I think this case goes outside the lines. He replied, still sitting at the defense table, I am an innocent man. I've been persecuted by someone running for office. I think I have to go outside the lanes. As
Yeah,
Trump rumbled on Egron, protested, Mr. Keys, please control your client. Let's close it right there. You can give your
yeah,
remarks at this point. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for this piece of, good piece of reporting. The truth of the matter is that Mr. Donald Trump is incapable of helping himself. If anything stepped out of line there, or anyone did, he was the one who stepped out of line. See, this attempt at undermining the American judiciary, undermining American institutions, something easy. No one in the last 12 years has attempted demarketing America and its values worse than Donald Trump has done in the last few years. Can you imagine a Mr. Abitogun like you and I coming before the law court in America, launching into tirades and disparaging remarks about judges, the way Donald Trump has done? Would we not be slammed with charges of contempt? What is America really signaling with Donald Trump's familiar journey? What is America system pointing out? That Donald Trump is above the law. They say whatever he did while in office would be seen as something that had enjoyed immunity. I mean, against which he enjoyed immunity, but no more. He is no more in office. We are Americans. I mean, is this the best our system can offer in the circumstance? Certainly not. So if these standards are often applied to folks, ordinary citizens like you and I, like Mr. Tom and Ari out there, like Jessica and Mary out there, why is it different? Because of Donald Trump. See, trying to appeal to sentiments that, he's been one of those who made America in the last, made the New York real estate business big in the last 50 years. That goes to no issue. Rather, it's begging the issue. So what were the standards of practice in the last 50 years? That is what is on trial here. So why is it that people find it so difficult to get it there? This system is doing everything to follow the money, to follow the taxes, to follow the standards often deployed by Donald Trump in his businesses. There are other issues hanging. I will call them pieces of the major albatross on the neck of Donald Trump, which would still have to be visited. Even his conduct while in office, using the office of the president to benefit himself and members of his immediate family. This is called America. It is America because of its exceptionalism. You won't find America stooping to the level of a banana republic. This is America, the greatest place to be on earth, the greatest country that has ever evolved out of a human civilization. So would one man come now and try to destroy everything the system represents? See, in a nutshell, his tirades in court is unbecoming side talks and loud echoes and all those things. I feel, to say the least, have been so irresponsible. No one, Muscle, a former president, should carry on like that. The system should speedily do everything it can to serve justice in this and to make sure that justice is seen to have been done, to have been served. Otherwise, this is going to carry on for generations, and historians would always record this moment if it is not carefully and properly as dictated by points of law as one of the lowest moments in the consciousness of the American nation. Now, finally on this, tomorrow, or this Monday, this morning, rather, in Iowa, the caucus will take place.
Okay.
This is also going to be, yes, everybody is in the cold It's so frigid hot here in the Midwest, in the heartland. Iowa is next door state to us in the state of, it's one of our next door states here.
Okay.
In the state of Kansas, around us, you have states like Missouri, you have Nebraska, you have Oklahoma, and up here is Iowa. So this is a test, serious one, on the integrity of American people, their sense of discretion, being able to critically think things out. This is what is on the ballot. This is what is going to be tested. Well, Emmanuel has done so much in character and in conduct to disrupt the world the way we used to know it, America the way we used to know it as the place of rule of law. Who tried to make it a one-man dictatorship? Is it going to be returned to office? The answer, the verdict, is blowing in the wind. Thank you.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think, what's your overall outlook in terms of his chances of becoming, I guess, running a second term in the weirdest way ever?
Let me assuage your concern, your fears there. He can run. He's not going to win. Americans are too sophisticated. The fact that because everybody seems to be padding the polls, the opinion polls, say, oh, he's maintaining a lead, wide lead, and all that. And all of a sudden, this last week, they are saying that lead, that margin has been narrowed. Good for him. If he wins, he's going to see an unprecedented number of independents and Democrats concerned about the disruptions that the system has suffered in the last few years under him and later through the judicial rascals he has on the Supreme Court and in other jurisdictions of the American judicial system. You will see people coming out to take possession of the system and let their votes speak for them. This is I don't have to look into any crystal ball. It is only normal to expect that this will drive out serious political junkies. You and I, everybody, is going to be out there making sure that Donald Trump is stopped through the ballot. No.
All right. So there's a report on NBC News just an hour ago. It says majority of Iowa caucus goers say Trump conviction wouldn't affect their support. The Iowa poll shows 18% of likely caucus goers would be less likely to back Trump in 2024 if he's convicted of a crime before the general election. More than 6 in 10 likely Republican caucus goers, 61% say that it doesn't matter to their support if former President Donald Trump is convicted of a crime before the general election, according to the latest numbers from the new NBC News Des Moines Register. So my question with that, right, is that do you share any level of empathy for the people, for the Trump supporters?
I do not. What I see them doing is to dig in, play the ostrich. This guy is a bad sell. I don't see him as a good political buy for anybody. He's a liability.
So what is he selling them? What is he selling them?
Baloney. He's selling them all the this is the Heartland. This is the Heartland. You need to be around folks and then you hear their sentiments. But it's mere sentiment. He has appealed to this sense of what does he really want to bring back? What does it stand for? I don't want to go too deep because because everything it stands for will be a reversal of the progress that America has made over a period of 50 to 60 years in terms of civil rights, in terms of respect for the dignity of the human person, a rollback on America's contagious identity as a reference point all over the world in terms of what is good. The city on the hill that Ronald Reagan spoke about. See, the Donald Trump's political personnel is something that appeals to the worst in Americans, and you know what I mean. Jim Crowism, all those things that gives a sense of entitlement to a tiny section of the country to the detriment of the working majority, to people of color and what have you. So that is why I'm telling you, I have no sympathy, I have no empathy, no feeling whatsoever for people who are digging and thinking it does not matter. In the final analysis, it matters. It matters. There are things, there are suspicions we have about the character of Mr. Donald Trump that we should not play up too much, so that we don't give ourselves to his own standard. We cannot be driven by emotions other than, we follow the facts. But the fact shows that the man that we have seen, the man who tried to reduce and kills up to leaders that are less dignified, like people in North Korea, Russia, China. That's not the kind of man we want to be under, especially if you are an African immigrant who is not an American citizen. Yeah, people like Donald Trump are too familiar on the African continent, and I'm not comfortable with such people. I don't want to live in bondage.
Is President Joe Biden better in your opinion?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's liberal-minded. He has general spirit. That guy simply minds the presidency and makes sure that he's dousing all the storms and the firestorms being created, aroused, the extreme feelings to the right being stoked all over the world by people like Donald Trump. Yeah, Joe Biden is a good man. And I even like the fact that most times I like youth to be the people driving the system, because these people are good enough to be signed up for military action at the age of 16 and so on and so forth. Youth are good for leadership, but in this case, again, we are testing beyond limits that anybody has ever known. Yes, his age.
All right.
The wisdom that comes with that.
Okay. That is what we're gonna keep. Okay.
Yeah, in the case of Trump, this is an old man that is trapped in the mind of a little child. What?
I think I'm losing you. Are you still there with us?
Yes, I've made my point.
Are you still there with us?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back now. Yeah. I think we bomb rushed the pipelines. But go ahead. You were saying?
Yes, I said Donald Trump to me looks like an old man trapped in the mind of a little child. You know, he seems to be a man that lives too much in a dreamland. Yes, his thought process is something else, very unstable. Thank you.
All right, absolutely. We're going to keep talking about Donald Trump. I'm not sure we're going to stop talking about Donald Trump anytime soon. So let's just leave it at that for now. And, if you have any opinions about this, particularly you want to share some things with us that maybe we can learn, please feel free to use the comment area to share that. And we'll be right back.
Olá, Bobby.